Hey there, this is Red. It's time for another episode of Red Plays. So today we're going to try a new game. We're going to do Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. So I'm going to do a playthrough. We'll start at the beginning, and ideally we'll go episode through all of the scenarios of Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. So if you are planning on playing Jaws of the Lion and you don't want the adventure to be spoiled for you, then do not watch this series because I'm going to be going through them and you're going to see what the adventures are. So if you want to experience them for the first time yourself, then I would suggest you look elsewhere. There's plenty of how to play videos out there. I'd give those a watch. If you watch the first couple of these, it probably won't be a big deal because it looks like the first ones are fairly intro scenarios where they're not all that complex and would teach you the game if you want to watch those. But I have previously played full Gloomhaven. Me and my group maybe got 5 or 6 games in, I think, and then we stopped. So this is kind of a Jaws of the Lion was, I believe, it's Target exclusive initially. And it's kind of like Gloomhaven Light and is a good intro for Gloomhaven. So let's get started here. So I have already previously unboxed everything. I've got my scenario book out here, and what I'm not going to do is read all the text on here. I'm going to kind of paraphrase. So what we've got is we are the Jaws of the Lion, which is a mercenary band out of Gloomhaven. We went out looking for the husband, the husband who was a blacksmith of a wife in town, and we were not able to find him. But so we're returning back to town kind of empty-handed at this point in time. And so what it's got here is on our way back to town, we have a roadside ambush. And so it says to put a location of the roadside ambush. So I've got my map here. And it says to put this sticker right here. So let's see if I can zoom in on that a little bit. So right here is the roadside ambush. That's what we're running into. So it looks like a bunch of Vermilings have decided to ambush us, and they're trying to ask us for money and demand things from us. And us being, a mercenary group from Gloomhaven, we're going to try to use our diplomacy skills. No, we're not. We're going to try to kill them. That's what's going to happen. We're going to take them out. So one of the first things is we got to figure out which characters we want to play. So the 2 characters that I've chosen are, I'm going to choose the Voidwarden here. So if you take a look at the Voidwarden, she looks like she's kind of had a bad day. Apparently she had an encounter with the Void and it kind of like burnt her all up. And then since then she's worked to help people fight against the Void using her magic. So that's one character I'm choosing. With the character, you're going to have a little stack of cards here. These are your modifier cards for the actions that you do. And those get all shuffled up. So like if I attack for 1, I might draw a modifier card. I might take it up by 1. I might take it down by 1. It might cancel the attack. It might double the attack. That's what these cards are for, is to add a little bit of randomness into the game. Kind of replaces a die roll. All right. And then I have for each character, when you start off, there's going to be a set of cards that you pull out that all have an A on them. So if I take a look at these cards here, you can see there's an A in the crown here, and those are your starter cards. And you can see they have like descriptions of exactly what everything does. So on my character's turn, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose 2 of these cards, and I will use what ends up being the top half of one card and the bottom half of another card. And then of the 2 that I choose, I'm going to pick one of them, and this is going to be my initiative for the turn on a ranking of 1 to 100, with 1 being going faster and 100 being the slowest. So I'll choose 2 cards, and I'm going to pick which of the initiative I want to use. Now, when it comes to gets to my turn, I don't have to declare which ones I'm going to use until it's my turn. So it's possible my choice may change depending upon what happens in the play field. Like I may be thinking I'm going to use this stun, but then when it actually gets around to it, I want to use the top of the other card and want to use the bottom of this card when I actually get to go. All right. So that's my Voidwarden. And I want to shuffle these cards up really, really bad because I'm so used to playing Marvel Champions and Magic and stuff. But I'm going to get to choose 2 cards, so shuffling them does nothing more than confuse me even more than I already am. So I will try not to shuffle these cards, even though I want to very, very badly. All right, the other character that I'm choosing looks as friendly as the Voidwarden. It's the Red Guard. And like I was talking about earlier, he specializes in diplomacy. No, not really. He seems to be all about the attack. So he's got all of his cards here, all attack, and beat people up. And it looks like a lot of effects. So he's got a lot of, like, he can apply things like muddle or immobilize or different effects. So we'll see how he works out. I don't know. Both of them are fairly heavily armored, so that looks all right. Let's see, he's got, if I look at his card here, so one of the things you can see is he's got, where's that? He's got 10 hit points at level 1, and he should have 10 cards in his stack. So Voidwarden starts off with 6. So there's a really great way to track all of that, and I'll get to that in just a second here. Oh, I should get my minis out because the game comes with minis, right? So there's little boxes in there, one for the Red Guard and one for the Voidwarden. I got those out. So I've got a couple of minis here. Let's see here. And you can tell this is the stack of cards for the Red Guard because they have a little symbol for the Red Guard on there. But you see here and you see here, and it's kind of like all over the place for everything that's the Red Guard, right? Let's see, minis. I've got minis. So this one right here is the Voidwarden. There you go, Voidwarden. And we'll probably start her. So on this map, I got this backspace. I'm going to start here in this backspace. These are your starting areas. All right, and then I have one for the Red Guard. That's the Red Guard. Doesn't he look nice? He looks like he wants to trade some commerce with you, I think is what he looks like, right? So he's going to start up front because he's more of my beat 'em up type person. All right, now looking at this map, one of the things that we see is we have Vermiling Raiders in here. We're going to fight these Vermiling Raiders, and there's these little spaces on here. That's where the Vermiling Raiders start. And actually, let me show you that real fast. So if I take a look at one of these, what you'll see is there's 3 bars underneath there, and that says what type of Vermiling is going to go there. So the white ones are the standard, and the yellow ones are elite. And then if it's like that one right there where it's black, because it's 2 players, 3 players, and then 4 players. So since I'm playing 2 players, if it's black, one won't go there. All right. So we need some Vermilings, which I just so happen to have already out over here. So let me get my Vermilings. So I've got a little stack of Vermilings, and you got ones with white bases. Those are your standard ones. So I'm going to put those on the ones where it shows white, 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 white. And then I have one with a yellow base, which is the elite one. And he's going to go right here. Now, let's put my dudes back on the map. So one of the things that I think we're seeing is that the view here is top down. So I'm going to add in another view. Let me add another view in here. Let's see how happens if we turn this on. There we go. So we're going to put another camera kind of maybe like right here. So you can kind of get the hero view of stuff that's going on. All right. Now, one of the other things about this game is keeping track. There are card decks to keep track of the monsters and what they can do. But there's also an app out there, and it's called Gloomhaven Helper. And I'm totally going to use that app because it makes things way easier. And it's a Java app, so it runs on, it can run on your Linux box, your Windows box, on your Mac. I think it runs on Android. I don't know if there's an iPhone one out there, but it runs on about everything that I would run it on. So let me turn that on real fast. And I'm going to put that down in the corner there. All right, so what you see is I've added, so what I need to do is I've already got my heroes in there, but I can do set scenario, and we're doing scenario 0-1 for Jaws of the Lion, and we're in easy mode here. I'm not going to click the solo thing, even though I am. We're just going to leave it. All right, and I think that adjusts the difficulty a little bit if you're solo, but I want to keep it really easy because it's the first time I'm playing. All right, so we've got a Red Guard here, and he's got 10 hit points, you can see. The Voidwarden's got 6. We've got our Vermilings, and we need to like actually put them on the board. So let's see here. We've got number 2, number 6, and number 4. So 2, 6, and 4 are our normal Vermilings. So I'm going to add them here. to, hey, it's all the even numbers, 2, 4, and 6. That's easy enough. And then we have one elite, and he is number 3. All right, so number 3, add him in. All right, so we're kind of set up to play at this point. So other things to notice on the board here is we have this impassable terrain here. These are obstacles that I can't get through. I think there's another character that's a demolitionist that can mess with that kind of stuff, but my characters don't have any ability to get through that kind of thing. So, all right, so we're gonna get ready to go. What we need to do in order to get moving here is we need to pick which 2 cards we're gonna do. So normally if there are multiple people playing, and that's my hope is that I play this, I'll have some of my friends stop over and play, or maybe get some of the family interested in playing, and we'll do some more multiplayer action instead of me playing solo. But right now, playing solo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at these cards here, and I'm going to choose 2. So let's take a gander here. So as the Voidwarden, what do I want to do? So one of the things I think what we'll try to do is we'll try to let the Red Guard here run out and beat up this Vermiling, and hopefully he can take the Vermiling out. And then what we'll do is we'll give him, actually, you know what we can do? We could try to go early, and maybe I could do an attack through him. So what the Voidwarden's got a lot of things that she does is she's got cards like this that force enemies to attack each other. And then she's got a lot of other ones that are like, where's another one? Like this one right here that say an ally can do an attack. So what I'm thinking is maybe I use this one to strengthen him up, but then I need to look at a top that does something neat. So let's see here. That's force an enemy. Do I have? So I could do this. I could do a, well, that assumes that I'm going to go first, which is not likely because all my numbers, if I look at all my initiative numbers, they're all pretty high. That's my lowest one is that one right there, right? But all of them are like 68, 60s, 60s, and 40s, so they're all pretty high. I think that the Red Guard is going to go faster than I will. And most of them have a range of 3, so I'm not going to be able to hit those enemies over there. All right, so what can we do? I think what we can do is one of the things we can do is we can do a move, and we will plan on strengthening our ally there. What else can we do? I'm looking at the tops of these. We have a stun at range 3. We've got an attack of range 3. There's a lot of stuff that does things that I don't think are going to help me. I think what we'll do is we're going to put this one in the bag. So that's an attack. I'm going to save this one, and we might use the top of that one to attack. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens or not. All right. So we're going to pick one of those to be our initiative, and I think we'll go with 68 here. So for the Voidwarden, we're going to go at 68. So I'm going to select my Void Warden and put 68 in there. All right, these are going to be my 2 cards for the Voidwarden. Now I got to figure out what the Red Guard's going to do. Now I need to either attack from range or I need to move in and beat him up. Now I'm looking at my cards. I've got some move. There's a bunch that have move on the bottom. So I see 1, 2, 3 that have move on the bottom. They have attacks on the top, which is cool. Attacking is good. That one has an attack on the bottom, but if I don't get close to him, in order to attack him at not range, I have to be in close. So there's a lot of them where I could double attack, but I really need to start the turn next to him in order to double attack like that. So we need to move in closer. We have a move of 4. So if I were to do that, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4 and get around him. So maybe that's what we want to do. But we also want to move early. So maybe we want to act early. So maybe we do these 2 right here. Let's do these 2. We're going to do this we'll plan on using this move 4 and maybe this attack 3. And we're going to use our 14 initiative, I think, with the Voidwarden, or sorry, the Red Guard. So those are our 2 for the Red Guard. We need 14 for our initiative, so 14. All right. So I've got my cards locked in that I'm going to do. The next thing I need to worry about is, I'm going to go down here and there's a button that says draw. We're going to hit draw. And what that will do is for the enemies that are out there, the Vermiling Raiders or whatever's on the board, it's going to draw their monster cards for them. Normally I would have a little deck that does that, but this does it for them. So I'm going to hit the button draw, and we see that they're going to move 1 and attack 2. And both the standard ones and the elite ones are going to do that. Now, normally, from what I've played in the past, the elite ones do a little bit more than the standard ones. And I think for this first scenario, for this Jaws of the Lion, they're always going to be at 50 initiative, and they're always going to move 1 and attack 2. So it's going to be pretty standard. All right, so that's something I can kind of count on for this run through. All right, so let's get going here. First up, we see that the Red Guard's got 14, so we're going to do his cards first. So if we remember his cards, he had the move 4 and attack 3. So I think we're going to do our move 4 first. Let's set these right here. We're going to do this part right here first. So this part right here says move 4. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to move right there. All right, so this one's spent. It's going to go in the discard. And then we're going to use the top half of this one. And the top half of this one says attack 3, and I'm going to immobilize him. So except for 3 damage, I'm going to get a modifier. So I need to grab a modifier card. So this is from the Red Guard stack, and I get a +0. So I'm doing 3 plus 0 is, well, just 3. So this is Vermiling number 2. So I'm going to do 3 damage to him. Vermiling number 2. So I'm going to click on him, and then I'm going to take him down 3. There we go. Oh, also, that attack does an immobilize. Oh, yeah, this attack does an immobilize. So we're going to drop the immobilize icon on him here. Now, it's not going to matter a whole lot because, I mean, he's not going anywhere anyway. But there's a whole bunch of status effects out there. So the ones that we could see are Muddle, which gives disadvantage, which means you draw 2 cards and take the crappier of the 2. There's Immobile, can't move. Stun, doesn't do actions. And Strengthen, which is really nice. I think my Voidwalker can do a little bit of that. That's you do 2 cards and pick the better of the 2. So, all right. Okay, so we're done with the Red Guard's actions, and he didn't quite kill the Vermiling. That would probably be the best outcome, would have been have some bonus to take him out, but at least we didn't fail, so that's good. All right, so now we're over to the Vermilings. Now what are they going to do is they're going to go in order, and the first one that's going to go is our elite one. It says he's going to move 1 and then attack 2. So he's going to move 1. There's nobody in his spaces around him, so he would attack 2, but he can't. Next, we go in numerical order. So we want number 2, which happens to be the one that we hit, is right here, and he's by the Red Guard. So he's going to hit the Red Guard. He's going to attack. So he attacks for 2, and then he's going to get a boost card. So here's our boost card, and we're going to get a 0. So he's going to hit the Red Guard for 2. So I'm going to click on my Red Guard, take 2 off of him. All right, so monster 2 is gone. Now we're going to look for monster 4, which is this one. He's going to move 1, nobody to attack. This one's going to move 1, nobody to attack. All right, so, I forgot to click on them. Red Guard's done. Vermilings are done. Now we're over to the Voidwarden. So what's the Voidwarden's cards were? So refresher on our cards, when we can do one of the, or we have to do the top of one and the bottom of another one. So we were thinking about moving and then strengthening our buddy there. And then I can have him attack. So when he attacks ranged and somebody's next to him, then he's at disadvantage. But he would have a strengthen on him, so it would actually, they would cancel each other out. Or I could, at this point, I could have him attack for 4, which would probably take that Vermiling out. And then at a range, I have to be at a range of 2. 1, 2. He's too far away for me to do that, so I'm going to have to do this one here. So I'm going to move 2. So we're going to do, we'll do this one first. So we're going to do a move 2 and then cast Strengthen at a range of 3. So we're going to go 1, 2. Then we're going to cast Strengthen on our buddy there. So this card is spent. We move 2 and we're going to cast Strengthen on the Red Guards. We're going to give him, whoop, we're going to give him a little status. If I click in the right place, where's our strength? Big, tough arm. There we go. He's ready to go. All right, then our second one is, we have to use the top of the other one because that was the bottom of the first one. One ally within range of 3, so he's in range of 3. Can attack 2 at a range of 3. Well, he's got somebody up against him. So what we're looking at is when you do a ranged attack with somebody next to you, and we're using our ally is making this attack. So it's like the Red Guard is making this attack. So the Red Guard is strengthened, but there's somebody next to him. So I think what's going to happen is he's going to have advantage and disadvantage, and they're going to cancel each other out. Now, what could happen is I could have him attack the big guy, or I can have him attack the little guy here and clean him up. I think what we'll do is, I think we're going to have him attack the big guy. So we're going to flip a card. We're attacking. We're doing an attack of 2. And we're going to hit for +1. So we're going to hit for 3 on the yellow guy. Awesome. All right. So we're going to mark this guy down 3. All right. And then the Void Warden is done. We've done our 2 cards. All right. So that's the end of a round. We went through a whole round. So now we're going to start another round. So we're going to say next round. And we're back to picking cards at this point in time. All right. So looking at the Red Guard, what we're going to want to do is we want to get the one that's close to us. And, well, so one of the things we could do is we have this 2 adjacent enemies suffer 2 damage. So what I could do is if I go after the enemies, they would move in close, and then I could do 2 damage to both of them. So what I could do, let's try that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to use this one, which says adjacent enemies suffer 2 damage. And then we'll just do an attack. And actually we'll do this one. We'll do an attack of 2 of here. So what I'm thinking is we'll end up doing these 2. Oop, nope. I want them to go first. So the problem is in order to pull that off, I need to have an initiative that's greater than 50 because I know they're going at 50. So we'll go with this one right here. So that's going to give us, and we'll use the initiative of 63. All right. So we're going to put our hand here. We're going to put our 2 cards that we chose there. Our Red Guard is going to go at 63. 63. All right. So what are we doing with our Void Warden? So we want to support. I've got a feeling he's going to be taking some damage, so we probably are going to want to heal the Red Guard up. And then if we heal at the top, then we can then we can do this. So if we heal with the top one, then we can do this one, which says they would need to be at range 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, I'm going to be too far away. So I can heal. I was going to say I could make the other one attack them, but I can't because they're going to be too far away. So I can do this one, which says that I'm going to move and muddle. And muddle would prevent them. Let's see what muddle does. So we remember. Muddle says disadvantage on all attacks. So what I could do is I could go first. I could heal my buddy first. And then I could move 3. And I could muddle the big bad guy. Which sounds like a good way to go. So let's try that. And we're going to go at, we get to choose our initiative. We'll go with initiative 23. All right. All right, so Void Warden is going at initiative 23. All right, so now we're going to draw, and surprise, the Vermilings got 50 and move 1, attack 2. All right, so we're going to do our Void Warden's actions first here. So we've got our move 3 and then a muddle at range of 3. So we're going to move 1, 2, 3. And we've got 1, 2, 3. We're going to muddle this guy right here. All right, so we're going to muddle this one. Put the muddle on him. Where's it at? Muddle, 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 muddle. This muddle? What's muddle look like? Muddle looks like question mark. All right, so we're going to put a muddle on him. All right, so the Vermilings got the Elite's got a muddle on him. All right, so the next thing is that was the bottom. We're using the top of this one, which is heal of 3 at a range of 3. So we're going to heal our Red Guard for 3, which is going to take him back up to 10. There we go. All right, so our Voidwarden is done. We're over to our Vermilings now. So the first off is our elite leader guy. And since he's muddled, muddle says disadvantage on all attacks. So he's going to move 1 and he would attack. So we're going to get 2 cards and we're going to take the worst of the 2 cards. So 1, 2. We got a -1 and a 0. So he's going to attack for 1. He's going to hit the Red Guard for 1. All right. Then we need Goblin 2. I don't remember what order they're in. So Goblin 2 is going to attack him from the back. What a jerk. He's going to attack for, he gets +1. So he's going to hit for 3. All right. So the Red Guard is going to take 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. All right. Then this guy and this guy are going to move up 1. All right, so that's all of the enemies. Enemies are done. Now we're on to the Red Guard. So what's the Red Guard? He's got his 2 cards here. So the first one that we were going to do was this one right here, which is 2 adjacent enemies suffer 2 damage. There's no modifiers or anything that are done, so everybody just takes 2 damage. So that's going to be 2 damage to this yellow guy and 2 damage to number 2 right there. So number 2 takes 2 damage. It's going to take him out, which is good. We really needed that to happen. 2 is out. And then our boss guy is going to take 2 damage. All right. And then we have our next one, which was we played the top of the last one, which was up here. And I've got to play the bottom of this one, which is attack 2. All right. So we're going to get a modifier. And we're going to draw a +1, so we're going to do 3, which is just what we need to do. All right. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. We took the big boss out. Cool. All right, that ends that round. Ta-da! Oop, it's telling me I haven't clicked on my Red Guard. There, now he's done. Now it'll let me go to the next round. All right, next round. We're back to planning. So now we've only got 2 cards left, all right? So my choices for the Voidwarden are, I've got a stun. So it's really about, do I want to go before or after the bad guys? I think we've got a stun. That's going to make an enemy perform attack against, that's not going to do me any good. So we've got an attack of range 3. And then I can make my ally attack. So let's do that and we'll go with a 40, wait. One ally within range 3. So if he does that, then he's going to take a damage. So let's go with 67. Because then some things may be dead or may not be. Yeah, because we're going to let the bad guys move first. And maybe the Voidwarden move first. So we're going to go with initiative 67. All right. Now, the Red Guard, we're going to... he's got... let's see, that one guy's 1 away, so I need to either move to get up to him, and then I can attack. I don't have a ranged attack at all. So it looks like, or I could postpone and wait till he comes in to range on me. If I could do that, I'd double attack. So I think we'll do that is we'll wait till after they go, and we'll go at initiative 90. Well, that's getting kind of iffy because I'm down to 6 hit points, but I think we'll be all right. Okay, so I think we're all set. We're going to do our draw. And hey, surprise, surprise, the Vermilings go first. So we've got Vermiling number, well, it should be number 4 over here, yep, is going to move first. The number 6 is going to move. He's in close enough to the red guard that he's going to attack the red guard. So he's going to get a card. And he's going to get a +1. Ow. So he's going to do 3 damage. Attack for 2, so he's going to do 3 damage. My red guard's getting kind of low on the health. Doing some healing would be good, or the Voidwarden's going to need to soak up the next attacks. Luckily, the other Vermilings are a little ways away. Okay, so Vermilings are done. And we are off to the Voidwarden. So Voidwarden has, what do we have here? We've got a stun at range 3, 1, 2, 3, so I can't hit that one. Or I could attack for 3 at range 3. And then not do my ally thing, because I don't have to do that action. I think we'll do this one. So we'll attack 3 at a range of 3. So that's my Voidwarden doing an attack. So Voidwarden is attacking for 3. She's going to get a boost card of +2. She's doing 5. I thought she was the support character. So number 6 here is going to take 5 damage. So he's out. Let's mark him down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Toast. All right. All right, so that leaves the Voidwarden being done. So now we've got the Red Guard. We've got a Vermiling that's a ways away. So what do we have here? Do we want to move in? Or we could just sit pretty this round. 1, 2, because the problem is, I think we'll go ahead and do our move 4. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3 and move over here. All right. I don't want to get in too close because I don't know what I'm going to be able to do next round. Hopefully we can hit him with ranged attacks. All right. So we're going to go up to the next round. Now the thing that's going on at this point is we've used all of our cards. So what they say to do is after round 3 in this first scenario, what you're going to do is you're going to do what's called a short rest. So in a short rest, what you do is you take all of your discards and you're going to shuffle them up, and you're going to permanently get rid of one. So there's a lost side over here, but actually I'm going to kind of slide them underneath the deck. So it's going to be a random card. So I'm taking all of my discards, shuffling them up, and I'm going to get rid of one. So, oops, sorry. I grabbed 2. I was going to get rid of 1 and I grabbed 2. So we're going to grab 1 card, which is going to be this card. And it's my turn out the lights, and that's going to be my lost card. But then I get my 5 cards back. I'm going to do the same thing for the Red Guard. Now in advanced versions of this, you actually, there's what's called a long rest. And it makes things a little bit easier. It helps you recharge items and you actually get some health back. But you lose your turn when you do that. So you'd have to totally sit out at initiative 99 1 turn in order to do your long rest. All right, so we're going to take 1 card, and it's our Shocking Advance is going to go underneath there. All right, so let's look at what we're going to do. So we've got a range of, she's 1, 2, 3, 4 away from him. So probably what I should do is heal up the Voidwarden. That would be good because he's kind of hurting. Now I don't have anything that has a range of 3 or a range of more than 3. So what I could do is I could do my heal, and then I could do this one, which is going to muddle the bad guy and slow him down a little bit. So why don't we go ahead and do that? And we'll go with initiative 23 for our Voidwarden. All right. So 23 for our Voidwarden. 23. All right. Now we're going to look at what our Red Guard's going to do. So Red Guard is 1, 2. He's within 3 range, but I'm looking at all his attacks. His attacks are range 2, range 2, range 2. So I could move up. Whoa. So if I wait till after the enemy goes, then I could do that, which is a range 2 attack. And on the bottom side, well, I got a bunch of moves and some basic attacks on the bottom. I'm not sure that I want to move. Let's go with that attack at range, and then immobilize. And then we'll have our heal in our pocket. Is that what we'll do? Because in the heal, yeah, then we're sitting on a bunch of attacks after that. So I think that's what we'll do. Okay. So we'll go with these. We're going to choose initiative. What do we want to choose? We want to go late, so I think we'll go initiative 87. All right, Red Guard's going to go 87. Okay. So we're going to draw. We know what our Vermilings are probably going to do. Whoop. Oh, amazing. Initiative 50. Move 1, attack 2. Okay. So first up is our Voidwarden. What's the Voidwarden got? She's got... What was our plan here? We had a plan. The plan was, I think it was to heal, and then we're going to move and muddle, right? So the first thing is, we've got our buddy nice and close to us, so we can heal him for 3. So he's right there. So we can... Let's go ahead and heal him for 3. So we'll heal the Red Guard for 3 so we can take a hit. 1, 2, 3. There we go. This one's spent. So then we have our other one, which allows us to move 3 and muddle at a range of 3. So we're going to move 1. We're going to just move 1 right there. And then we've got 1, 2, 3. We're going to go ahead and muddle number 4 here, which should be very obvious because it's the only one left on the list, right? Come on. There we go. Muddle. Ding. All right, so the Voidwarden's done. The Vermiling's going to move up 1. Well, then the muddle's going to go away, so it didn't help a whole lot, but he's done. All right, so now it's our Voidwarden's turn. What's the Voidwarden doing? So what we talked about doing was he has an attack at range 2. So I think we'll pull that one off first, which is this one right here. So that's an attack at range 2, which doesn't immobilize also. So attack at range 2 with an immobilize. We need a boost card. And we're going to boost 2 times. So we're going to do 4 damage. Hey, that works out. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So we actually took him out. And then I could, if I had like a move or something, I would be able to go to the end of the turn, but there's nothing really else to do in here. So that's done. So we've taken out, we have beaten scenario number 1, the Roadside Ambush. All right. Good job. Voidwarden win and Red Guard win. All right. So let's see here. So at the conclusion, let's read some text here. It says, conclusion, you wipe the blood of the last vermling from your face and your thoughts return to the sleeping lion. Surely they've got a stew ready by now. It would be so perfectly warm and soothing, and it's right through that gate, so close you can already taste it. But then another thought comes. It is highly unusual, brazen really, for a pack of vermlings to operate this close to the city. Could they be behind the string of Could they be behind the string of disappearances? It's a long shot, but one worth investigating, especially considering this ambush site doesn't look like their base of operations. There is probably a nest nearby that, with any luck, will have more information on the missing blacksmith. And treasure. Treasure would be nice. So then it says rewards, add location, a hole in the wall, which is number 2. Ooh, so I have to get out our map. So we've got our map, and I need to find location number 2. So I got all these stickers here. And here's location number 2 is a hole in the wall. So let's take that off of there. Let's see if we can figure out where it goes on our little map here. So 2 is a hole in the wall. I'm guessing that it goes. Oh, it's not laid out very well as to where it goes. What are we seeing here? See, I'm trying to figure out where on the mappy thing it goes. And I see there's kind of like a little spot in the wall that it looks like. And we've got some, so I think it's right here actually. It's right where we're at. Yep, it's right where we're at. So it's going to go maybe about right there. Something like that. There we go. Hey, that looks pretty good. It actually looks like I might have actually put it in the right spot. So there we go. Looks like there's a hole in the wall right by where we were at. All right, so the other thing is I should mark off this checkbox because we completed this one. But I will save that for later. So I think that's going to wrap it up for now. And I will look and see what's in scenario 2, which is a hole in the wall. So this will be what we're going after next episode. So let me know if I missed anything there. I will say I really like this app. The Gloomhaven Helper app helps a ton. I've got this kind of side camera, so let me know what you think about the view. The top-down view I think shows everything, but I think the side view is showing like what the characters and stuff look like and gives you a little bit better feel of what the playing field looks like. Maybe I need to zoom it in or out, or maybe I should come from the side. Looking for suggestions there. If there's something I missed, let me know too. But I think that wraps it up for now. I'll be looking for what you got to say in the comments, and thanks for watching.